Now that we know how the blockchain is built, let's now speak about what it actually is. And you can think about it as a database, which you probably know pretty well from your everyday life. What blockchain does is that it's storing the transaction records in a specific range of time. It organizes them chronologically thanks to the hashing mechanism, so the link between hashes that we saw in the previous videos, and also allows anyone to access any transaction, any block. You can also think of it as a distributed ledger, so a financial record-keeping system, which is actually existing in a digitalized way. And as I said before, anyone can have a look into the blockchain, and we can actually do it right now. If you want to have a look at it yourself, make sure to come back to the slide to have a look at Etherscan. Etherscan is one of the many tools that allows us to look at a particular blockchain. In this case, it's Ethereum. And this website is basically an interface which is user-friendly and allows us to have a look at different information. And at the beginning, it might be quite overwhelming, but we'll go through it together right now. What you can see in the header of the page is a search bar, which we can use if we have any specific information, like an address from which a transaction was sent from, or where the transaction was sent to. We can also use a specific transaction hash, a block number, we can look for a specific token, or the ENS, which is the Ethereum name service. Just below, you have the overview of the current state of the blockchain, including the current price of Ether, which is the native currency of Ethereum, the number of transactions, which is, well, it's pretty humongous, I would say. You can also have a look at what is the average number of transactions that are validated every second, and also the number of the last finalized block. So as you can see, currently there are 16 million blocks on Ethereum blockchain. Below, you have an overview of the latest blocks and the latest transactions. And what we can do right now is just go into one of the blocks and have a look what's inside. So after clicking on the particular block, now I have a detailed overview of it. And what you can see is the block height, so basically what is the block number in the blockchain, which also tells us what is the length of the entire blockchain. When was it created? How many transactions does it have inside? What is the size of it? And lots of other information. What we can actually do right now is to go directly into the transactions to see what was the information contained in that specific block. And here, as you can see, we have 127 transactions with the details for each of them. And from here, we can also go into any specific transaction, where here we can see that a transaction was successful and it was a transaction which transferred a particular value of Ether, in this case 0.075. You can also see the sender of the transaction and also its recipient. If you want to access the transactions directly, we can go to the home page and then do exactly same thing from the list on the right side. In the future, I guess you will find this tool really useful when you understand better how the transactions work and what kind of information do you want to look up. Coming back to the slides, as we've seen, there are currently over 16 million blocks on Ethereum blockchain. And this is quite a lot of information. And this information needs a place where it can actually be stored, where it can live. And we will speak about that in the next video.